Alright, first we're just going to start in no particular order. So we got the Imperial Courier. So the Courier is a fun ship. That's my personal opinion on it. It's fast, it has a decent amount of firepower, and it's just really a fun ship to fly, but it's not really effective. So I might just put it at a nice little C. No, you know what? B tier. Yeah, I kind of like it. Now we have the Python, the glorious Python. This is the best multi-purpose ship in the game. Let me tell you, it's not too expensive. It's got like everything you need. It's just too good. It's just too good to be true, you know? It's the best multi-purpose ship in the game. It's got everything you need. So I will be putting in, so it's gonna be in godly tier. So now we have the Imperial Clipper. So for the Clipper, I'm not really sure. I mean, the Clipper is definitely like the Courier. It's a fun ship to fly, but it's not really practical. And the weapons placement is really horrible, but it can't just, you know, fulfill just basic stuff like trading and hauling and stuff like that, so I'll put it in B tier. Now we have the Crate Phantom. Now I haven't really used this before. I heard it's a pretty good exploration ship, so I might just put it at B tier, because I don't know, I'm not really sure, but it has a pretty good reputation among explorers. Now we've got the Fer-de-Lance. This ship is used in PvP so much, alright? So much. I'm actually kind of tired of seeing it. But I've flown it a couple times. It's a really fast, really good ship, so I'm going to put it in A tier. But, you know, there's too much of them. Now we have the Federal Dropship. So for the Dropship, I've flown it before. It's not the most effective, I guess, but in combat it can definitely be pretty decent. I actually kind of like the ship. The huge amount of hard points, 1 large, 4 medium, make the ship extremely good at combat. It's got pretty good armor, decent maneuverability, so it's kind of at B tier, but it's just kind of a pain to get, you know, federal ranks. But other than that, I really like it. It's a bit cheaper than the Chieftain. Then we have the Federal Assault Ship. The Federal Assault Ship is just a more expensive but a lot more powerful version. I mean, no, a lot more faster version than the Federal Dropship. It lacks some firepower, but it definitely does make up for it by its extremely good maneuverability. So I'm gonna put this in a B tier. It's kind of a trade-off. This is for PvE, and the Federal Assault Ship, is for PvP. Now we've got the good old hauler, D tier, no explanation required. Now we have, what's that? The Challenger. I love the Challengers, to be honest. It's just like a bit more slower than the Chieftain, but definitely makes up for it with its excellent firepower. So I really love the ship, so I'm gonna put this in A tier. Now we have the Type 6. The Type 6 is kind of mid. I mean, I really like the price, and I really like the agility and stuff, but the trading capacity is kind of mid. Really kind of low, but it's only like 1 million credits, so I'm gonna put it at C tier. It's just kind of a stepping stone, but it's definitely not used for a permanent time. You should definitely get something better. Now we have the Vulture. I like the Vulture. It's a really fun ship to fly, but it's only got 2 class 3 hard points, which can be it can be good for some people who, you know, you only need like plasma accelerators and stuff, but I personally like having a lot of hard points. I don't know, I just might put it at C tier. It's really fun, but you know what? Nah, B tier. It's a really fun ship and powerful ship to fly, but you know, it's just kind of lacking in a couple areas. So now you got the Dolphins. Just kind of have mixed opinions for the Dolphin. I mean, it's really cheap, and for its price, it can definitely do stuff well, so that's a good part. It's also really fun to fly, so that's another pro. But I don't know, it's just just not the most effective, so I might put it in C tier. And I'm kind of running out of B tier spaces. That's really great. Now we have the Adder. I don't know why people use it. People actually, some people, I guess, kind of like how the ship looks, but it's just kind of ugly, but it's definitely better than the Hauler. I don't know, I'm just gonna place it at a D tier. I mean, it can definitely do better than the Hauler. Okay, you know what, Adder, you're gonna go to C tier. Hauler's kind of, yeah, we're gonna move the Hauler here. It's really ineffective. It's like really ineffective, so garbage, yeah. And the Adder, I mean, the Adder is gonna go here. I mean, It's just, it has better, it's got better firepower, but it's not the most effective thing, and I highly recommend you save up for the Cobra. So, you know, D tier. Now we have the Keelback. Now the Keelback's 2 medium hard points can make this a pretty decent miner, but other than that, I don't know, I just highly recommend I don't recommend using this, like, you really want a bigger, way bigger ship to mine. Like, you should save up for the Python, do trading while you, until you can mine. You just need the Python, so it's pretty mid, I guess. The speed is decent, maneuverability is decent, it's just kind of decent, except, yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lot more expensive than the Type 6, and these two have the same cargo capacity, so, you know, the Type 6 is better, but this one can mine. So we're just going to put it at D tier. Now you have the Beluga Liner. Personally, I kind of use the Beluga Liner a bit. It's definitely a lot faster than an Anaconda. It can haul a lot of people. Definitely good for evacuations, but other than that, I don't know, as an explorer, it's just kind of too slow. Also, these 2 fins right here, you can literally get it stuck in the mail slot, which is a big pain, so it's just kind of in C tier. Effective, but not the best, you know? Alright, now we got the Viper. I highly recommend buying the Cobra over the Viper, but it's definitely fast. It's really just a fun ship to fly, just like the Cobra, but it's just a better ship to fly, so I'm gonna stuff it up in C tier. Now we have the Alliance Chieftain. Personally, for a Chieftain, I love it. I just use the Challenger mostly, but the Chieftain is like still a lot faster, has maybe a bit of, maybe a tiny bit less of firepower, but it definitely makes up for its speed. This is my 3rd ship that I flew, and it was extremely fun, so that's gonna go up in A tier. Now for the Anaconda. So kind of have mixed opinions about this. So for trading, you don't use this. Get the Cutter on the Type 9. For exploration, it's just too big. I highly recommend getting the Asp Explorer or something cheap like that. You'll still get the same effectiveness if you think about it. For combat, it's definitely good. I like it in combat, but it's kind of slow, I guess. I don't know. I might put it in B tier. You're running out of space here. Can you guys see well? Ah, it's great. Now we have the Imperial Cutter. So personally, for the Cutter, it's definitely expensive, but once you accumulated enough credits, it's definitely great. I've used the Cutter. It's just a Type 9, but fancy. It can haul the most cargo in the game, but the Type 9 is a lot cheaper and can really hold the same cargo capacity, almost. And I don't know, it's just, you should get the Type 9. I highly recommend getting that. It's just a lot cheaper, but the Cutter is more efficient, of course. And for combat, this is definitely good. It can be probably one of the best shield tanks in the game. I like it. A tier. I don't really use it much though, because I'm kind of running out of money. Alright, now we got the Orca. Really high jump range, can be a nice little explorer. So for passenger transport, this has a really high jump range, but it definitely lacks in passenger capacity, so I'm gonna put this in D tier. Type 7. So again, this is kind of a stepping stone between the Type 6 and the Python. It can definitely haul a good chunk, so but it's really slow. But the price isn't really bad, so I might put this in C tier. So now the Mamba. So to be honest, I haven't really used the Mamba. I mean, I did use it a couple times again, but the further lance is like way too maneuverable. This just feels like it just doesn't have a good maneuverability, you know. It's just kind of a flying rock. Yeah, I mean, the small hard points aren't really fun either, even though you get large hard points, which might not make a difference, but still. I'm just gonna put this in D tier. It's just, the further lance is just better. That's why everyone uses it. And our favorite, the Asp Scout. I actually reserved a specific thing for this. What can you call it? This quote ship. The garbage section. You're going with the hauler, you know. Have fun. Now for the Imperial Eagle. To be honest, the Imperial Eagle is it's a really fast and fun ship to fly, like the Courier, but definitely ineffective at combat. I don't recommend buying it, so it's just gonna kind of go at D tier. I don't recommend buying it. Just save up for a better ship like the Cobra. Well, Cobra time, literally Cobra. Yeah, the Cobra is just too good to be true. It's like extremely cheap, like insanely effective at combat, exploration, just everything. Just for a beginner, it's the perfect ship you can have. I love it. This is my second ship, so I'm gonna put this in Godly, next to Python. There you go. Now we have the Type 9. So the Type 9 is like a cheaper version of the Cutter. It's really only meant for it's just only meant for trading, and it has horrible defenses, but you won't really be facing much gankers there, so wherever you're going and trading. So I just I like this ship. I use this a frick ton, so I'm just gonna put it B tier. But if you want a better trading ship overall, you should get the Cutter. Now we have the Alliance Crusader. To be honest, I really don't like the trade-off between ship-launched fighters, ship-launched fighter thing for just overall everything, but it can be a bit helpful, I guess. I really never tried it before, so I'm gonna put it in. Still haven't used it yet. I really haven't tried it before, so I can't really give my opinions. Now we have the Viper Mark IV. It's like a bit oversized version of the Viper. Cobra is better. You're gonna head to the garbage section. Now we have the Eagle. This is extremely ineffective. It's just got an extra gun compared to the Sidewinder, but other than that, it's really it. So I'm gonna also put it in garbage. I just don't like it. Now we have the Chonky Type 10. So I've used this a couple times, but not too much. It's slow. It's really expensive to do stuff with it. To be honest, it's just not the best ship, but it's a flying fortress. That's one thing. So I'm gonna put it in C tier. It's like really, it's only really good for AFK farming and PvE combat. But if you're using it for something else, I highly recommend not to use it. I don't know, it's just too slow. Now we'll get the Anaconda rather than the Type 10. Now we have the Crate Mark II, a little smaller version of the Python. Equally great at multi-purpose. I mean, not equally, but a bit worse, but definitely better in combat. It's just insanely faster. And I love this at combat. This is my main AX combat ship. A lot of people use it as their combat ship. It can also explore, haul a little, I guess. You can do a lot of stuff with it. This is one of my favorite ships, so that's going into Godly. Now we have the Asp Explorer. So personally for the Asp, or trust me, it is great. I love this. Like it's just got like a lot of stuff that you can do. Like it can be a gunship with its 4 small hard points for advanced missile racks. It's pretty decent at combat. It can haul decently. Really high jump range. It's my main exploration ship and my gunship. I really like it, so I'm gonna put it in A tier. You know what? No, Godly. That's where I'm going. Godly. Trust me, the 6 million price tag is really worth it. There you go. Definitely not the best at combat, but it's a pretty cheap and secure exploration ship. Now we have the Cobra Mark IV, which I'm not really... Yeah, I can't even get this. I have to be a pre-Horizons member, so still haven't used it yet. You just had to mess it up. Thank you, Frontier. I really wanted this ship. Alright, now we got the Federal Corvette. Personally for the Corvette, I really still haven't unlocked it because federal rank grinding is such a pain. So we're gonna put it in. Still haven't used it yet. I really have high hopes for this. Now we have the mighty Diamondback Explorer. It's a budget Asp Explorer, but it can equally explore as good. So I'm gonna put it in Godly. Now we do the original Sidewinder. It's going in kind of garbage. It's pretty garbage. Pretty iconic. Fun ship to fly like every single small ship, but really useless. So, you know, the garbage tier. Now we got the Diamondback Scout. This is definitely less effective than the Diamondback Explorer. Do not buy this, so I'm gonna put this at D tier. Now we have the Federal Gunship. Personally, I really like the gunship. I don't know why people don't like it. It's just a really fun ship to fly overall. Definitely it can really just tank anything you want. It's probably one of my favorite medium ships. It's got really good firepower, maybe like decent maneuverability. I call it decent, yes I know. And good, definitely great defenses, so it's just gonna go straight up in A tier. Alright, so I had an outro, but it was so cringy and horribly executed that I just didn't want to put it. So anyway, if you like this video, well, I heavily doubt you even made it here because the video was too boring. Anyway, this video was really poorly edited and rushed. It was like, this video is just really boring to make. It wasn't fun at all, so I kind of did it as fast as possible. Hopefully you kind of understand it, alright? Anyway, just 07. And see you on the next video.